my little makeup lovers, and welcome back. So today I am going to be doing a review and kind of a mini tutorial on a new eyeshadow palette I bought. I went to Kohl's probably about 3 days ago now, and they have a lot more makeup there. They're just getting more and more and more makeup, and I'm actually pretty impressed with it. They have Lorac, they have the Balm. I cannot think of the other one. It starts with a C. Not Cachet. Oh, it'll come to me after I stop filming this, which will drive me insane. They have NYX. They had Elf there, which they hadn't had before. They have Molly, or Mally, I'm not sure how you say that. And they have BH Cosmetics. Dun, da, da, da. So they had the Desert Oasis palette, and I know, I hear you, it came out a while ago. But I'm hoping maybe not everybody got it, and you just waited for me to get the review in. So I saw this, I hadn't gotten it before, and I kind of had wanted it, kinda. So when I saw it at Kohl's, I decided to pick it up. It was $22 at Kohl's. And this is what it looks like on the inside. And this is the mirror. And then this is the palette. It comes with 19 colors. 5 of them are highlighters. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like right here. And then we have the highlighters there. So, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 mattes, and the rest of them are shimmer slash duochrome slash, these are more of a glitter shades down here. So I would have preferred a couple more mattes. I would have preferred a couple things. I want you to kind of be able to see a little bit. See, there is, this one is Serenity. This one is Bliss. This one is Mirage. And then we have Utopia. And we have Hideaway. And this one's more of a pink. This is kind of a almost a blush looking one. This of course is a gold yellow one. And these ones are of a bronze and kind of a rose gold bronze. So let me swatch these. Let me look here. Where could I swatch them that you actually could see? Every time I do swatches, I swatch them in spots where you wouldn't be able to see them. So let's swatch them here on my hand, and maybe you guys can see them. Okay, so these are the swatches of the highlighters. And as you can see, the two at the very, put that down. These two right here probably won't go with my skin tone. You know, I have these 3, and maybe this one might not be so hot for me. I'm not sure, but I know these 2 will be too dark for me. And that is okay. Not every shade in every palette needs to fit my skin tone. There should be multiple shades in there, so a lot more skin tones can use this palette. So I'm not mad about that. I think that's a wonderful thing. I can use those as shimmer shades on my eyes, so they can be utilized. So the highlighters are a little dusty, I'm not gonna lie, especially these 2 darker ones. They're very powdery, so when you swatch it, there's a lot more powder on your finger than if you per se swatch this one up here. But they're still good highlighters, I believe. I mean, I haven't put these 2 down on my cheeks yet. Again, obviously they're not for me, but they're good highlighters. Are they the best on the market? Are they Becca highlighters? No, but this isn't a Becca price. This is $22 for all of this. So for a $22 palette, these highlighters are worth the $22 in my opinion. Not putting in the eyeshadow palette. So these are good. Now, let's get onto the eyeshadow palette. I'm not 100% sure why there are two matte browns in here. This one's just a tad darker than this one. And why it's a big pan. You know, I get it. They're thinking these are more of, you know, put it in the crease, transition shade. But again, not everybody is this shade for transition, you know, and not everybody wants brown as a transition shade. So I felt like maybe one of these was good, but two was unnecessary, and half the palette would have been nicer and put in a different eyeshadow. They just sort of, they limited themselves. You know, they could have made them half the size, and then there could have been 2 extra eyeshadows in here and 2 more mattes and 2 more colors, because this is supposed to be about the desert. Well, I've lived in Nevada, I've lived in the desert, and there are more colors in the desert than what is appearing on this palette here. You know, there are reds, there are more greens. I know they have this duochrome green here. This is a duochrome shade, but they could have had more of a matte green. There are purples, there are yellows. I mean, there is life in the desert, and I don't feel like all these shades show the life in the palette. Again, this is a $22 palette, but still, this is $22 that is your money going to them. So is it worth your money? Again, I bought it because I generally like BH Cosmetics and I like their formula. That's really one of the reasons why I got it. Is this really a palette that screams coloring for me? You would think so. But in reality, if you take a couple of these out, because these are glitter shades, so these are not always my favorite thing to put on my eye. Take a couple of these out. This is a matte brown. Sorry, I thought there was a mosquito on me. Then you have these duochromes. Let's talk about the duochromes. So the duochromes is Prickly Pear and Cactus. And Cactus is more this green one, and Prickly Pear is something else. Let me swatch those really quick on my hand and let me show you what they look like. So here is Prickly Pear. Make sure I have a nice swatch so I can show you. And then here's Cactus. Get more Cactus on here. So again, this is Prickly Pear and this is Cactus. So Prickly Pear, you're getting some greens in there, and Cactus, maybe you're getting some gold in there, but they didn't need both of these in the palette. To me, Prickly Pear is a waste, because it's almost, to me, like a duochrome brown. And to me, duochrome should have multiple colors in it. It's duochrome. There should be some pinks and some greens and some blues. And when I look at this, I see maybe a little bit of gold to it, but not enough for me to want to put this on my eye for a duochrome. There is a shade in Wet n Wild, one of those little, you know, 8-9 pan palettes, that is prettier than this. So to me, these are throwaway shades specifically. Now, if you think the Prickly Pear brown duochrome is up your alley, perfect. But for me, I'm probably not going to get a lot of use out of that. I think they could have not put the Prickly Pear in there, and they could have put in a matte purple, a matte, green, a matte red, a matte yellow, anything else. Just my thoughts. So, what do I think about this palette? For $22, I think the highlighters are worth it. $22, that's what? Like $4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, I don't know. Less than like 3 something, you know, for that. And then you have some eyeshadows that you can use and that are nice. So I think $22 is a decent value, but am I gonna get a lot of use out of this? I don't know. I don't know. Now, I've just played with it like once and did a look. So this might surprise me. I might, you know, come on in a month or so and say, oh my gosh, guys, I was so wrong. There are so many different things that I love about this. But right now, like, this is Hot Springs. This is the blue. Now, it is pretty, and I think maybe we can get some looks out of that. This is the Heat Haze. I'll put that next to it. And we have that. But it's a typical, you know, rust shimmer shade that you can see in a lot of palettes there. So there's nothing completely stunning about that in itself. And then we have the silver one, which is turquoise, which cracks me up because turquoise is green and this is silver. So I don't quite 100% get where they get turquoise and silver, but okay. So I think all in all, the quality is there from BH Cosmetics. It's not that I think the quality of the shadows are horrible, because I don't. I think if you like any BH eyeshadow palettes, you'll like the quality of this eyeshadow palette. I just, for me, and I'm the one who bought it, but then I buy things sometimes now to review. I don't always buy things now for me all the time. I sometimes buy it to review, to talk to you guys about. So for me, this might not get as much use as some of my other BH ones, like the Weekend Festival, the Zodiac, and all of that. Even the Royal Affair that I just got, I think I would definitely use over the shadows that are in this palette. So again, highlighters, great. Shadows, iffy. So, but that's just my thoughts, guys. You know, if you've already bought this palette and you love it, good. I'm so happy that you do. But if you're on the fence about this, I'm hoping that I gave you a little bit of insight into it here. So, the one thing, though, that I did notice about this, because I was looking at it, and I was like, this actually could be a full face look. So, bear in mind, keep with me here. We have these two shades here. These are screaming bronzers to me. One or the other could be a very good bronzer for a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And then I thought, well, this sandstone, I mean, it's like peachy. Let me put this somewhere where I can show it to you. But that's not a bad blush. You know, you blend it out and you've got a pretty mosquito. You could see a pretty good blush going on there. So I kind of was amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, literally this is a full face of makeup. You have your eyeshadows, you have your bronzer, you have your blush, and you have your highlighter. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to show you that you can use these other products for other purposes. So when you think of it that way, this actually is worth the value. If, you know, you have a lighter skin tone and you think you can use these eyeshadows as bronzers. I think a lot of people can use these sandstone as a blush though. So let me see if I can put my mouth where my money where my mouth is. My goodness. it's getting late here. And this is, I think, my 3rd video I filmed today. So, yeah, I might be getting a tad slap happy, a tad. So, all right, I've already done my face. I've already got my foundation on, my concealer, my eyebrows are done, and I put on my Makeup Revolution for my eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna go in with sand first. So let's do that. Let me make sure my brush is clean. Again, I've done multiple looks today, so I've sort of used this brush quite a bit. So, all right. So I'm gonna use this, and it is, I don't know if you can tell, a little powdery. Just letting you know if that bothers you. And when you dust it off, you see powder flying. But that doesn't ever bother me, because I don't know if that ever really means anything. People talk about that. Oh, it's powdery. Oh, I think it's a bother if, I think they think if it's an expensive palette and you're wasting product. You know, you pay $50, $60 for an eyeshadow palette and you're losing part of the product with dusting and all that. Yeah, I think that becomes a bigger deal. But when you're talking a $22 palette, which again is your money and it's important, but when you think about it that terms, it really doesn't bother me that much. So, all right, I'm just kind of putting a dusting of that on my crease area here. Then I am going to go into, I'm going to go into Canyon right here. And I've noticed those don't, the bigger pans with those in it don't powder up as much as some of the other ones do. I have no clue why. Just information I thought you might want to know. So how many of you folks really do like to purchase from BH Cosmetics? I actually really do like them. I like their formula for the most part, and I like their prices. And you always can usually find a code somewhere and get 10% off, 20% off. So if you did want this palette, I know you could go online and get it from BH Cosmetics and not pay the $22 like I did by going to Kohl's. Mine was for convenience sakes. It was convenient. I was at Kohl's. It was there. I could get it. Or you could call it just being plain lazy. But I like to swatch. I like to feel the product. And it's really hard to do that when you order things online. Especially products that are generally not sold at Sephora or Ulta or something like that. You know, if you want to buy Anastasia, you can always go to an Ulta or Sephora and you can, you know, swatch it and feel the formula and see how it looks up against your skin tone. But not all, especially indie products, which I don't think BH Cosmetics is indie anymore. It's way sold in Ulta and all that, you know. So, but a lot of the indie products that you might want to buy, especially ones that are, you know, more European, we're starting to feel what people from other countries feel when they're trying to order our, not our makeup, but makeup from like the United States. And they're not able to swatch it in stores. So I'm sure they're going, ha ha ha. See how you like that? Not so fun, huh? Although I don't know if they're really saying ha ha ha. Okay, I'm going to stop doing both eyes because this is going to take too long. So I'm going to just do this eye here and then do this other eye. Then I'll come back and we'll finish my face up. So I'm going to go into sandstone. Lord, I can't speak tonight. Telling you, it's from too much talking all day. I'm going to go in with my 506 brush. And remember, I'm going to try to keep this somewhat of a simple look. So, not that I have a lot of choices, there's not a lot of mats to pick from. And I'm going to bring this down just a little bit more than Canyon that I put down. And I'm going to ever so gently blend it into Canyon. I think we're recreating a different color now. And that's actually what I find so much fun, is putting colors together and sometimes creating another color that didn't exist in the palette. And that's kind of nice to do on palettes that are so limited with matte formulas. So you combine those formulas together and you get a shade that's not in the palette and one that you can utilize. I gotta remember that I did not, or I did put foundation on. I'm so used to being able to swipe it off and look at me. I said I wasn't gonna do this, and what did I just do? I'm telling you, it's getting late here in Michigan and I'm getting slap happy. Not even listening to what I say. All right. This is it. I'm not going to do it again. Sure you won't, Allison. Sure you won't. So what are some eyeshadow palettes that you guys are hankering for? Or you guys want to know, you know, what the quality is? I'd really be interested to know if there's something else you'd like, you know, me to review, or you're hoping that some of the bigger YouTubers will review. I know nobody's really waiting for me to review something. Oh, I hope that Allison reviews that soon. Forget Nikki Tutorials. That Allison, she's got the insight. I'm just kind of blending that in. Doing the same on this side. Why not? I've already promised I wouldn't mess with this side, and I already have a million times. All right, I gotta focus. I'm messing up my time here. Okay, I'm gonna go into quartz, which is right here. I'm just gonna put it on my clean finger. And I'm gonna pat this on the lid. I hate to admit it, but I actually like it. But I do think that I could probably dupe these colors with another palette per se. But do I hate my eye look that I came up with? No, I actually really don't. I actually like it quite a bit. So take this as it is. Look at this palette. You decide, are these colors some that I can use and that I don't have already? Take out the highlighters. Now look just at the eyeshadow palette. Is this colors that I need in my life? And you decide. The formula is there. It's a BH Cosmetic formula. It is very good. You just need to decide if this is something that you want. I think there are some missed opportunities. I think these could be smaller pans and have two more eyeshadows at least. I think you could drop this duochrome and just left this one and put another matte shade in it. I just wish there was more. I don't hate it. I just wish there was more to it. So there's that. Take that as you will. Formula, good. I just want more. So, okay. So now I'm gonna take Canyon. I'm gonna try that first as my bronzer. So again, I'm trying to show that this is a multi-face palette. So it goes on kind of patchy, but we can blend. And this is really pigmented. I mean, I got a lot on my brush. A little bit goes a long way if you're gonna use this as a bronzer. I literally bronzed up half my face with just a little bit on my brush, which I'm using my Wet n Wild I'm blinding myself, P65. And I'm kind of going for this one because it fits better in the palette. I don't hate it. And I'm being honest here. I don't hate it. It's a little patchy when it goes on. It might be that my foundation is still a little wet, but you can see it totally blends out. Not horrible. I don't feel like this is making my skin tone orange per se, maybe just a little bit. I think it looks worse on camera than it does in person. But is it oranging up my skin any more so than some other ones? I don't know. I'm gonna take a little bit of Dune. I'm gonna see what this does. I think I like that. Next time, maybe I'll go into Dune first. Contour up that nose so I can be more pointed than normal. I don't hate this. So far so good. So now let me take I'm gonna take my normal little brush. I'm gonna try just to get into the sandstone. I'm gonna bounce off some of this. I don't hate it. And I'm being honest here. It's kind of a nice coral, kind of a deep coral, because I have Milani here, and this is a coral. This is more of a dusty rose coral. Can I use any more descriptive to it? When it goes on your skin. But honestly, I have worse blushes that call themselves blushes. So I'm not hating this at all. So I think we've got a multitasking thing going on here. So you spray my face. Woo, I think I just gave myself a bath. That was my Milani Make It Last setting spray. So, but I usually like to put on a setting spray before I put on my highlight. Okay, so I'm gonna try a couple different of the highlighters. I am gonna stay away from the darker ones because I know, again, those are not gonna work for me. But let me go into Mirage, and we'll put that on this side of my face. Whoa. Do you see that? Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is simply stunning. That is stunning. That is a stunning, stunning highlight. Wow. Wowzer. I'm impressed. I'm literally impressed. Okay. I am going to go into Bliss because I want you guys to kind of see what that looks like on my skin tone. Use that on my other cheek. Luckily, it's nighttime, so I can look crazy. And it's a gold highlight. I can wear it. I'd probably want to shear it out just a little bit. I mean, it is some goldness to it though. And it's pretty. I mean, look at that. I can't hate on it. And on deeper skin tones, that would be stunning. Yeah, these highlights are beautiful. Let me use sorry, I'm trying to use a lot of them. Serenity on my nose. Let's just kind of I'm telling you, these highlights are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Okay. To wrap it up, let me go backwards and talk about this palette. I like this palette. I love the highlights. I think one of these highlights would for sure match every skin tone. All of them, they're gorgeous. This Mirage is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Sorry, it's just this packaging is so doggone shiny. The eyeshadows, I made a look that I really like. I just feel like there are some missed opportunities. I feel like these two could be smaller pans and fit, you know, 2 more mattes on here at least. I think you could have left out Prickly Pear. You could have left in Cactus, but Prickly Pear could be out. You could have put another matte in there. It could have been a matte green, a matte purple. This is a desert palette. There's a lot of colors in the desert, and I feel like they've missed the boat on a lot of them. But for $22 and for the quality of BH Cosmetics shadows and their highlights, again, looky. I totally think if you guys have not picked this up yet, I think you'll like it. And also, you get a full face look. You saw me. Bronzer, blush. I feel like this blush could fit a lot of skin tones. I think there are 2 shades here in the eyeshadow palette that could work for multiple skin tones for bronzer. In all reality, you have a full face palette here for $22. I think that's darn good. So I'm going to leave it up to you to decide if you need those shades in your life. I'm going to play with them some more. I like this palette. I like the formula. I wish that there were some more shades, but it does make a very stunning, nice, neutral eyeshadow look. So I hope that helped you out just a little bit if you were on the fence or if you've seen this and you've thought about buying it. hopefully I've given you a little bit more information. So, sorry, this is probably longer than we need to be. I apologize. So, I hope you enjoyed. If you stumbled across me and you actually watched this whole thing, 2 thumbs up for you. Why don't you subscribe while you're here? And hit that like button and hit the little ding-a-ling bell so you know when I put up more, because you know you're going to want to watch them. Why not? I'm entertaining. I hope you liked it. Again, subscribe if you want to. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment if it's some. I'm just watching my nose shine. I look like Rudolph here. Leave me a comment if there is a palette that you would like me to review. Yeah, I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good week, and I hope you have a really great weekend. And I hope that you come back soon.